Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. What a glorious quote from Bernard Maruch. But we need to explore this a little bit more. I mean, it's funny, it's beautiful, but maybe there is a deeper thing here. Maybe self-betrayal versus loyalty, maybe fitting in versus belonging. Let's explore that. Do you want to fit in or stand out? Now, maybe the more introverted of you would say neither, and that's okay. But it's such an interesting question, because fitting in is the opposite of belonging. Belonging is when we are accepted for who we are. Fitting in is when we're trying to adapt who we are so that we can be accepted by others. And I don't know about you, but I would much rather belong for who I am than be accepted for who I'm not. This is a very interesting subject, and it aligns so beautifully with our quote of just being who we are and saying what we want to say. So, behind all of this, I've made several discoveries. And one of the most important is the continuum between self-betrayal and self-integrity or self-loyalty. I often encounter the tension between selfishness and selflessness. And this is, to me, a bit of a false exploration, because if you are 100% selfless, that means you are not nurturing love inside of you. If you're 100% selfish, you're not giving love out. So is there a happy medium? I think it's the wrong question. The next one I keep encountering is the continuum between self-sabotage and self-nurture. Self-empowerment, probably better. Self-sabotage versus self-empowerment. And again, when I was looking at all of this, because so many of our clients talk about how they have continually self-sabotaged their lives or their careers, and they haven't done enough of self-empowerment. And I like it. I think it's a step forward from the selfless, selfish argument. But I think there's a deeper argument. And the deeper argument is this. Do we self-betray, or do we live in integrity with self? Some people would say in loyalty to self. Now, before you jump to an answer on that, let me explore this a little bit. Most of us, when we hear the word integrity, go, I'm pretty integrous, I don't cheat that much, or I don't cheat, or I don't lie, I pay my tax, whatever it might be. What's very interesting is those are all externals. What about the internal of betrayal or loyalty to self? So if we look at our quote, which is, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind, the question is, do you matter to yourself? Do you? And do you live in integrity with yourself? When you make a self-commitment, is that a bit more flexible than a commitment you make to others? Which means we're living an external life, not an internal life. And the real life of not self-betraying is when our internal life overflows to our external life. And that is when we live in integrity and loyalty to self. Now, I don't think any of us are perfect at this. I certainly am not. Congratulations if you are. However, I know I've improved dramatically because over and over again in my life, I have self-betrayed. I have committed to health. I've committed to certain deadlines. I've committed to investments. I've committed to financial management. And somewhere along the road, I have betrayed myself by not living up to those commitments. Now, self-loyalty or self-integrity is not just about commitments. It's actually about placing myself first for the benefit of me being able to share fully who I am, what I am with the world. So this is a journey that I take my clients on all the time. And in fact, this little story of the self-betrayal versus the self-integrity is often the reason people sign up with me. And this excites me tremendously. I have been a bit on that journey, and I'll probably talk about it more in future videos. But the big thing is when I see the transformation happening, where it's no longer I do whatever I do because my family demands it, my relatives demand it, my boss demands it. I do it because it's an act of integrity with myself. Now, I'm not promoting that we are rebellious to all those other things. I'm just saying that the priority, when we prioritize self, means we can bring our unique selves to the world. And we all have something unique to offer. We all have something that we can give to the rest of the world that nobody else could because we're unique. But how will we ever do that if we do not nurture in ourselves self-love, self-integrity, self-loyalty, and then that allows us to express the enormous genius of our lives, the incredible capacity to love, the incredible capacity to lead, to challenge, to influence the worlds that we live in, whether that is as a business leader, a manager, a teacher, a parent, a coach. Surely the best we have to offer the world will come from nurturing it with ourselves. So, what about you? Where are you on the scale of self-betrayal to self-loyalty? Do you live in 100% integrity with self? Is there something to look at there? Do you buy into the idea that the best thing you can do for others is to nurture in yourself that which can overflow to them?